Hey guys, so it's August 26th at the time of recording, and I'm just got in. It's just after 9:30 in the morning, and it's too hot to do anything while I'm waiting for the air conditioner to kick in. It's that time of year where it's just like unreal. It always gets me every year. It's just like what is it? I don't know. It's 12th or 13th summer here, and every year in August, it's just like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So, anyways, what's going on in life? I'm doing a pretty good job maintaining my schedule that I set up for myself. Although it is difficult, things come up, and the time in the morning it just evaporates so very quickly. But I am doing a fairly good job of maintaining it, doing what I was supposed to be doing, roughly at the time I say I'm going to do it. Today is the last day of this hotel class I've been teaching since June. Actually, it was a 3-month contract, very well paid, but extremely boring, which is really a lot of what ESL teaching boils down to, in a nutshell. So I suppose there are far worse problems in life. That's very much a first world problem, as they say. Um, so I'm glad for the money. It's going to allow me to kind of save, which is something I don't do very often. Although with the tax system in Japan, it's sometimes better to just spend it, because otherwise you end up with just paying so much money every month. Anyways, let's see. So as far as the school goes, I'm still kind of torn between finding a teacher and managing that process, or selling the place. Um, Part of me thinks that selling it might be the cleanest break, the easiest way to just make a complete lifestyle change and be able to focus 100% on my new job. Uh, but then you need to find a buyer. And personally, the task of finding a teacher who's committed long term, kind of has roots in the area. Maybe they're married or they've lived here for 10 years and they love the place. That's really hard to do these days. They're very few and far between, and a lot of them have been at their current position for years and years. So it almost seems like, if I were somebody like that and I was looking for a job, and I was given the choice between either, just working another job or actually buying a school and taking it over, it seems like the second option would be way more attractive, just because, all the perks that come with it: more independence, better income, etc. So it's, very much a timing issue as well. It's like, when do I take the plunge and start looking around, and can I find someone? It seems like I should be able to. My plan is to reach out to people I know personally and see if they're interested, just discreetly. Hey, don't mention this to anyone, but I'm looking into selling my school. Would you be interested? And based on that, and also maybe inquire if they know anyone who would be interested, because there's got to be somebody. I mean, that's a deal. You pay, like, say 20 grand, and you've got this business that it'll pay for itself within a year and then some. And there's so much potential, because it's really not that busy right now. I haven't been promoting like I used to, really, because I'm busy with the university, and then things like this university hotel class come up, and you just get spread so thin. The quality of life in classes really begins to suffer, and it's nice to be making money, but sometimes it's actually better to just have time to focus on other things. And I've been really focused on getting my skills up in development, and also exercising and trying to stay healthy, which is really, really important, because it can really wear you down, like running your own thing. You're responsible for literally everything, and it's just really be a grind, And so the last thing you want is being too busy for like an indefinite period of time. Because one thing with ESL, or teaching in general in this type of business model, is once you've taken on a student and you have that contract with them to meet with them at a certain time every week, that can last for years. So you can end up being just like busy for years and years and years. And it takes a lot of time and energy. You have to be very, very present in classes, and it's demanding in a way that reminds me of my days when I was in the theater back in the States. I went to theater school for a year because my high school girlfriend and my mom convinced me to audition for this school in Seattle, and lo and behold, I was accepted. I remember the summer before that, my girlfriend and I went down to Ashland, Oregon for the Shakespeare Festival, which is amazing. Like, personally, I believe some of the best actors in the country go there. It's just the level of skill, and like real theater, not movies where it's been edited and there's like you see the best of like God knows how many takes, Well, there was this one, I guess you can call it an event. It was a working actor was kind of having a Q&A with people, and he was describing his lifestyle, and he just looked so haggard and tired, and even his voice was just, when he talked about how busy he was and how much presence it required and how your job just disappears once the production is over. And I sometimes I remember that when I think about teaching classes. It's like, you can't really just be like, it's not like other types of work where there's like minimal interaction and it's really about like special domain knowledge. Like even waiting tables is easier because it's really just a few questions and answers and a kind of distant sort of maintenance, making sure they're taken care of. But teaching English is just like on all the time. So you got to be careful with your energy there. So I've been trying to do that and trying to meter myself to still have a relatively enjoyable life. But if someone were to buy the school and wanted to invest in having staff, even just part-time, there's a lot of potential to really get much busier. Ideally, the teacher can focus on just teaching, and the manager / office staff can focus on all of the back-end stuff like billing and contacting parents and accounting and all of that. So sometimes I'm surprised I've been able to keep my head above water all these years now, coming up on 6 of them. So yeah, that's I guess that's it. It's starting to cool down, so I think I'm gonna go do some morning exercise and then study programming, and then I have to create an invoice for this month's classes for this hotel class, and I gotta get over there, reckon some 2-hour class, last one, and then it's just so busy, it's crazy, it's unbelievable. So I'm looking forward to getting into this programming work and just having set time to just focus purely on one problem at a time and improving my skill set and getting to the point where my concentration and I guess what could you call them, peace levels, sense of well-being, where you don't always feel like you're chasing something or you're worrying if you forgot something or figuring out how in the heck you're gonna get everything done, and then in doing that you kind of end up just sit there in this semi-paralysis. I'm kind of over that, but it's been fun. So that's another thing, in life, like it's okay to have fun. I was watching this interview with I think it was Joe Rogan and Kevin Hart. I don't know if you guys know the Joe Rogan Experience. You probably do. I don't. Anyways, it's pretty cool. He's got some really good guests on there, and they're both like super successful guys, right? And they came up from very humble beginnings and really put a lot of time and effort and sincerity into their craft over the years. And now they're both multimillionaires and they're talking. And Kevin Hart said, there's a game-like element to life. Not that life is a game, because that's what That's how people end up in the park with tinfoil hats looking for their next fix. You know, you don't want to go too far down that route. But there is a game-like element, you know, where you can approach it with a certain lightness and focus on setting things up to where it's enjoyable most of the time, to where you can wake up and feel like, okay, I want to get started. I'm looking forward to this, you know, instead of like, God, another day. I really don't want to go to work. Why? What happened? You know, I've been there. I spent a lot of my first. It's hard to put a number on it, but I felt like that for a lot of my time when I first came over here. Just like, wait, what? Come on, you know. But that dissatisfaction, as I've mentioned in other videos, really was a catalyst to make extreme, massive changes in my life for the better. And sometimes you need that. But I think more subtly, you can also just be kind of investing consistent effort toward improving things gradually as well. You know, you don't have to drop shop and just, you know, take on all this risk and responsibility. But sometimes that's the best thing to do, you know, if you really want to change things up. But you know, once you're there, you can kind of focus on more incremental steps, which is what I'm trying to do, and it seems to be coming together okay. But there's always so much out of our control, so many elements we just can't predict or control in any way, and that's part of what makes it interesting. And then it just kind of boils down to how you personally control your mind, you know, how you relate to yourself and your thoughts, which is a really interesting process. So anyways, I've got to get back to my schedule. Thanks for watching if you made it this far.